Okay. It's 7:02. We're calling the meeting at 7:02. Call to order. I'd like to thank everybody for coming and thank anyone who's streaming live. We appreciate your attendance and we appreciate your time. So the meeting for July the 20th, Altadena Town Council virtual meeting starts as of now. So that's item 1.1, the first one on the agenda, which is call to order. So now I'm going to go to item 1.2, roll call with Council Member Wong.
Hi, thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Let's see, let's start the roll call. Victoria Knapp.
Present.
Thank you. We have Amy Lyford.
Here.
Thank you. Billy Malone is here.
Present.
Nick Arnzen.
Present.
I am here. Dorothy Wong. Hannah Petrie.
Present.
Dr. Thomas.
I'm present. Thank you.
Thank you. Chris O'Malley.
Here.
Thank you. Veronica Jones.
Here. Present.
Thank you. Daryl Aranda. No, Daryl?
That was here.
Oh, sorry. Madeline Barber.
She has an excused absence.
Okay. Alan Peck. I'm sorry, is he here? I'm sorry, is he here? No?
I am.
Oh, yeah.
Alan is here?
No.
No.
Oh, Alan's not here.
Okay. Got it. Reginald Wilkins. Reggie.
Howdy.
Thank you. Doug Colliflower.
I am here.
Yes. Sylvia Vega.
Excused absence.
Okay. And then Diane Marcussen.
Here.
So I think we're missing 3 people. That would be 13 of us here. Lucky 13.
We have a quorum.
We have a quorum.
Okay, moving on to item 1.3 for the approval of the July 20 agenda. Councilmember Jones.
Good evening, council members. Everyone received a copy of tonight's agenda as presented earlier. Are there any additions to the agenda or changes?
I'd like to add a census tract report for 4610.
Okay, I've added that census tract report. Anything else?
I thought we had one, but I think, Nick, do you have a report for 4602? Yes, can we add 4602?
Okay, 4602. Okay, any more? Going once? Going twice? Speak now. Okay, I make a motion that the agenda be approved with the 2 additional census tract reports.
I second.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Any abstentions? So moved, unanimous. Okay, moving on to item 2, officers report. We're going to start with the chairman report, item 2.1, which is myself, the chairman. First of all, I want to, I don't know if anyone remembers, but we actually supported many groups in the community regarding an effort with the changing over the streetlights to LED and what kind of LED lighting the Altadena deserved rather than just being given. To make sure everything stays uniform. We did send a letter to the supervisor's office, and I just want to read the response from the supervisor's office to our community that I received this last week. I am writing to provide you with an update to my previous response to your letter regarding the conversation of streetlights in Altadena to energy efficient lighting emitting diodes, LED lighting. And at my request, the Department of Public Works, the DPW, has elected to postpone the conversion of streetlights in Altadena until the community has had an opportunity to hear more about the conversion project through the Altadena Town Council and to provide input and feedback on the plan. In addition, in response to your request for the use of LED lamp fixtures with a color temperature of 2200 K to 2700 K, DPW has conducted further investigation and has shared the progress made to date. The county standards have been revised to use 2700 K LED lamp fixtures on all county-owned streetlights, which satisfies the American Medical Association and Dark Sky minimum recommendations. Installation of the 2700 K LED lamp fixtures will be the standard for county-wide LED conversion. A request for information was released on July the 7th of 2021 to solicit information from lighting manufacturers and vendors on the feasibility of manufacturing, operating, and maintaining LED lamp fixtures with a color temperature of less than 2700 K. Public Works has also made progress in the discussion with Southern California and Edison to have them reconsider their practice of using 3000 K LED lamp fixtures for their streetlights. While Edison will take time to evaluate their current practice and implement a policy change to use 2700 K LED lamp fixtures on their streetlights throughout its entire service territory in California, it is a positive and significant step towards the use of LEDs with a lower color temperature. To provide ample time for the lighting manufacturer to respond to the request for information and for Public Works to review and compile the information received, they noted that they anticipate the results will be available in 6 to 9 months. Please note that new streetlights with LED lamp fixtures may continue to be installed sporadically in Altadena when requested by community members or as part of development projects as a condition of development. Please also note that LED lamp fixtures are the new standard for roadway lighting due to older lighting technologies such as high pressure sodium and metal halide lighting becoming obsolete. Public Works has committed to keeping the Altadena Town Council informed of such new streetlight installation as a courtesy. I share your goal for a conversion project that is appropriate for the community of Altadena. Public Works will continue to reach out to agencies that have carried out streetlight conversion projects regarding any lessons learned and best practices. If you have questions regarding the project, please contact Ms. Inez Yang of Public Works, 626-300-4754. Should you have any other questions or concerns related to any other county-related matters, please feel free to contact District 5 office. Sincerely, Catherine Barger, Supervisor for the 5th District. Anyway, I wanted to read that. That's a positive note in a response to concerns from our community. A couple of things I want to know as well in my report. I've got a lot of questions of when we go back to live. A lot of new council members have not experienced a live meeting, which is completely different dynamic than what we are right now. There's a lot more camaraderie, a lot more interactions with the community. Public comments are implemented more publicly as they should, where the public can actually be there. I spoke to county. The issue is that all county buildings currently do not have an opening date. So we don't have an opening date for that, although we are still looking at other possibilities. But again, I don't have a date on that, but it is a much needed next step. A couple quick things. Since our last meeting, the Pasadena Unified School District has asked for a couple of nominations to be submitted. Actually, county asked us to nominate a couple of names from the community to sit on a be considered to sit on the Pasadena Unified School District Redistricting Commission. We did get a couple of very late submissions, should I say, from the community. So I was hoping to, but I actually can't make an announcement of names this evening because of the last latest submissions, which came in extremely late. So we hope to have that for you very shortly, and we'll announce that. I'm going to put you over to the Vice President for the next part of the report, and she can give you a bit more information on the library looking for integration in the next step forwards. So item 2.2, Vice Chair, Councilmember Jones.
Nick has something to say.
Billy, it sounded like we were tasked by the county to talk about the LED lighting with community. Is there a plan in place of how we'll do that?
Well, we just received the letter. So I would say at this point, no. We have to hear what's going to be coming from county at that level. There are several other communities, groups and organizations in town that has also led this. So we want to make sure that we are in discussion with them. But at this point, that we know we are planning to have those community conversations. We just don't know what they look like yet.
Billy?
Yeah.
Might I suggest that you send the letter out to all of the town council members? We can post it on our website. I think if you read the letter yourself, you will see what the reality is on this. So the fact that it's quite a delay before anything will be changing. So I think it's just better for everybody to just read it themselves.
When I received the letter, I did forward it to all council members, so it should all be all in your inboxes
Yes.
already. So just look for your inbox. If you don't have it, let me know. I'll resend it. Okay. All right. Thank you. Moving on, item 2.2, Councilmember Jones.
Good evening again, council members. I just want to tell you too, if my lighting looks strange or I look stranger than usual, it's because I've been delegated to the back bedroom because I have family here. So it's what happens when family shows up. So anyway, I want to talk about the Altadena Library Focus Group, and I'll just talk a little bit about it because I'm sure Nikki is here and she'll tell us more about it, but it's real important that we get somebody on the focus group to be able to know what's going on with the new, the new improvements to the library that are about to happen because of Measure Z and because of money that Chris Holden allocated to the library, $250,000 that he allocated, and the Measure Z passed by overwhelmingly. So there's lots of money that needs to be put to use, and we need to know and have a say in how it's going to be used. And it's important to me because I really love the Bob Lucas Library. So I would just like to know, I know that the library has a good handle on what should happen and what they see going forward. I've been involved in it. So, but I would encourage any and all council members to at least consider being on that focus group. It's a 2-year commitment. They're going to meet maybe 6 times a year. So maybe every other month, a couple of hours. So I just want to encourage you to do that. And that concludes what I have to say about it. We'll listen to Nikki.
Okay, and I did forward the information to all of you. So anyone that's interested in that, please respond. So anyway, moving on. Thank you, Councilmember Jones. Moving on, item 2.3, recording secretary, Councilmember Marcussen. And you are muted currently.
Sorry, I was unable to do the minutes for this month, but I did want to let the community know that you can always go back and see all of our meetings by going to YouTube and putting in Altadena Town Council, in this case, June 15, 2021. The video of the meeting will be there. Also, if you do not get a copy of the agenda and have the link to be able to watch the video, you can go to Altadena Town Council, in this case, July 20th. And that is where you could, if you went earlier today, you could see it counting down to when the meeting would start. So we will have those minutes out shortly, but in order to be approved at the next meeting. But in the meantime, if you do want to know something that has gone on, please go to YouTube. You can watch the whole meeting.
Excellent, thank you. And I will note on that is that there is a lot of shortfalls with doing virtual meetings, but one of the positive aspects is the archival of past meetings are much more accessible. So it is a lot more accessible when we're having virtual meetings to go back and look at or to research anything that we've been doing. Okay, so moving on, item 2.4, Treasurer's Report, Councilmember Marcussen.
Yes. And by the way, you can fast forward through the boring parts. As
I second
of,
that.
as of 6/28/21, our account balance is $1,789.97. We processed a check for $88.59. We had a deposit for 35 cents. We paid our our website fee of $9.99. And so we have $1,789.97, and an account balance that is steadily going down. So that's the report.
And that's another negative without the live meetings where our funds come from the can that's passed around the room. And again, that's another story. A lot of the new members aren't used to the can, but the can goes around the room and that's where our funds come from. So we haven't been able to do that for a year and a half. So we are actually fortunate to still have funds in there, even though they're going down. Okay, moving on. Item 2.5, Corresponding Secretary, Councilmember Wong.
Thank you very much. So we have, it's July and there's a lot of things happening. So right now, the LA County Regional Planning is hosting multiple online workshops to find out how your community can adapt to climate change hazards. The safety element is part of LA County's general plan, and it is being updated. So they're kind of going through the draft plan. So there'll be another workshop coming up on July 22nd, which is in 2 days. And then after that, there will be a draft plan for more robust general engagement, community engagement. So I will link and share with you guys the workshop. And then let's see. Also, LA County Parks has a needs assessment survey, and I have linked that to the website. We also have, and I invited her to join us today, but we also have a public works liaison. Her name is Olga Cruz. I don't see her on here yet, but she's another great asset for our community. I'll share her contact information with you all. And her job is definitely to help streamline the work of public works. So if a community member has a concern, or you have an event coming up or whatever it is, Olga can help connect the dots. So anyway, and then we have a very robust community calendar because we're all kind of back in action. So I hope you folks can look at the community calendar, and we'll try and make it more modernized soon. But the community calendar, we have the farmers market happening every Wednesdays at Loma Alta Park. And then Sam will talk about all the great stuff with the parks, and Nikki will talk about all the great stuff with the library. Let's see if there's anything interesting coming up. Obviously, we have concerts, which we'll hear about. Owen Brown Gravesite meeting, I think is happening on the 22nd. Is that right, Diane? Anyway, that's posted for 7/22.
Yes, Thursday.
Yeah, okay. Awesome. So anyway, if you have anything you want to post, this is a good time. And you can email me, dorothy.wong@altadenatowncouncil.org. Let's see if there's anything else. That's it. Thank you.
There's one. I think there's one that you missed, which is the first
darn.
Tuesday, the first Tuesday of August, which is National Night Out.
And land use.
Yes.
Will,
I'll-
land use will come on the first Tuesday. Is that the same night as land use?
Always.
Yes, always happens. So I'm sure the CHP or the sheriffs will be talking about getting more in details about that when they're doing the reports. But it's the first Tuesday of August is National Night Out.
Yes, and to your point, I'm starting to put in events from August and September as well.
Okay.
And then the goal is to maybe streamline that. Thank you.
And I also wanted to point out when you were doing roll call, just so that you know that Alan, Councilmember Peck is in the room. So make sure that the attendance reflects that. Okay, moving on. Item 3, public safety reports with the CHP. Item 3.1, Officer Keller. Is Officer Keller in the room?
Yes, I am here. Good evening, all. All
Welcome.
right, so hello, good evening. Really looking forward to these in-person meetings to start. It's hard to talk to the screen. This for June, the traffic collision report had 21 traffic collisions in Altadena unincorporated area that we handled. 8 of which were injury causing collisions with 11 people injured or transported. Total of 4 hit and run traffic collisions, could have been parked car or just hit and run drivers. And last month, you guys asked me to give you information on the pedestrian collisions. There were no vehicle versus pedestrian per se, but there were 2 traffic collisions where a bicyclist was involved, one of them being in a crosswalk. So pedestrian versus vehicle collisions, we did not handle any. I do not know about the sheriff's side, but none on our side. A couple things I want to bring up. National Night Out, as Billy brought up, August 3rd. I don't know if I'll be in the Altadena booth, but our office is going to be in 3 areas. We're going to be in Altadena, Burbank, and Marcussen. Again, I don't know if I mentioned it last meeting. Now that when COVID was opening up, we were getting the green light to do presentations, whether it be at school, community homes, businesses. We're looking to do presentations and on new drivers and elderly drivers. We have presentations that will accommodate both age groups. We're just trying to get out there and see who is interested. So if you guys have any ideas or people that could use that presentation, would be more than happy to come and give our spiel. That's about all I have. I've gotten quite a few traffic complaints with people being home, noticing speeding cars up and down their streets. A lot on Altadena Drive and down Lincoln. So if you see me, wave, be nice. It's really hot and I'm doing my best.
Could you actually give National Night Out, just give the location is Farnsworth, upper area, hours?
I do not
Do you
have
any-
the times or locations with me. I only know of the Burbank one, just because I was coordinating with the PD there.
Okay,
But I'll get
All
that
right.
to you guys.
all right. Councilmember Wong.
Hi, Officer Keller. Who do we contact regarding helmet giveaways, reflectives, that kind of stuff?
So right now our office PIO is Officer Ramirez. He is currently out of the office, so I am the backup. We have lots of helmets and we would love to fit some kids, adults, whoever is in need of them. Shoot me an email and I will set something up for you. Be more than happy to do that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any more questions? All right. Thanks ever so much, Councilmember Keller. We look forward to seeing you in person one of these days soon. So
Soon.
we appreciate your time. Okay, moving on. Item 3.2, out the Sheriff Station with Lieutenant Skaggs.
Good evening,
Welcome.
everyone. So overall, the crime rate has been pretty flat in terms of the Part 1 crimes that we measure. Again, we still have the issue of most of our issues are thefts from vehicles and vehicle burglaries. That's the primary thing. In fact, we're doing a study on it right now. I don't know if you guys can see this. It's a map. I wish I could pass it around. No, I'm getting the glare, unfortunately. Basically, it looks like a big Skittles map. There's no rhyme or reason to when and where these occur. So they're mostly just targets of opportunity. The poor gardener's working in someone's yard to go to the back, and guy sees his lawnmower and he pilfers it from the truck and takes off. So that's the kind of stuff we're dealing with. We did notice a bit of an uptick in residential burglaries. I mean, not a massive amount, but something that got our attention. And I'm happy to say we've actually made 2 arrests here in the last week. Very good witnesses. One of them, the suspect was up there at Cheney Trail in the cabins, and we got him. And he's the same clown that was detained the night of the arson up there, the fire up in Zorinthian Ranch up there. It's that same guy. So, and we got a filing today with the district attorney, a felony filing today. So hopefully he stays away for a little while. At the very least, he has to go to court tomorrow, and he gets released from court and he's down in Pasadena, or he gets remanded. If he ever does get out, he'll be downtown for jail and he won't come back. So if I'm not mistaken, somebody thought he was originally like a Norwalk gangster. How he ended up here, I have no idea, but he needs to go away. I think he's probably been responsible for quite a few of the thefts overall that we've had up there along Loma Alta and those trails. We had a bunch of really weird thefts, bicycles and some food and things like that. Wouldn't put it past this guy. And the other arrest was a house down at the very west end of Loma Alta, down there near the dead end. Again, transients had come up out of the arroyo. The people are out of town. Apparently they typically don't spend the summer here. And we most 99% sure they hit this house twice, because the guy was wearing a shirt that one of the victims said, "Hey, I think that's my shirt he's wearing." They were in there taking a shower and swimming in their pool and making food and all kinds of stuff, just living it up. So I'm glad we got that guy in custody too. And then I know a lot of you ask questions about the weed shops that are in town. We did get a commitment from our narco unit, and I will say this: our narco was rearranged. We used to have some detectives working out of Temple Station that were specifically assigned to help us. We don't have that anymore. They've all been reorganized. They have like a San Gabriel Valley unit now that work at an industry station. So it's a little farther away, but you've probably all seen the press conference with our sheriff and the big raids they made up in the Antelope Valley with the illegal pot grows. Well, now they have moved down to trying to handle the illegal marijuana dispensaries, and they've committed to doing as many warrants as they can. So they hit Pop Pasadena, the one on Lake, this past week. And of course, it was back open in about 2 days. But we're going to keep after them, and hopefully it'll just irritate them enough they won't come back. The problem is they make so much money, they don't care if we take 1 day's worth. They really don't. It's we probably won't get a fine off of it or any of this stuff, but maybe we'll get lucky and we'll find something in there they really can't have, like a gun or some other ancillary crime that we can arrest them for. But at the very least, we make their lives miserable. So, and then moving on, a couple of announcements. There's a food drive. This is sponsored by the 5th District, Catherine Barger's office. And it's going to be at the DWP yard over there on the west side of town off of was it Mountain View and I forgot where it's Mountain View and what? Where is that?
Like
Mountain View
Glen
Mount Figueroa in Figueroa, yes. It'll be next Friday the 30th from 9 to noon. Another drive-through event. People can just come in, drive through, pop the trunk, and people will load them up. And then the National Night Out, we're planning to be up at Farnsworth Park, and I want to say the hours for us will be 6 to 8 up there. I'm not 100% sure what we've got lined up, but I know we'll have the volunteers. Deb wouldn't miss out on something like this. We'll have our volunteers up there. I'll be there, some of our other deputies. We're going to try to get some of our radio guys to do the emergency radio stuff for us. We're trying to do it. We'll hopefully get one or maybe one of our SWAT guys to come by, things like that. So please come by. Are you going to be, Officer Keller, you're going to be up there with us? Is that the idea? You know?
Yeah, it'll be either myself, Officer Boyd, or Vince.
Okay.
You guys.
And I think I want to say we're kind of down there below the amphitheater, kind of by the baseball field, that's the general area.
Okay, we'll get a hold of you.
Yeah.
Is there any questions from the council? Councilmember Wong, Councilmember Lyford.
I'm sure I'll find it, but is there a flyer?
There is. Look and see if it hasn't already been posted, like on Nextdoor or Facebook. I know they put it out. I have it on my desk. I left it there. I meant to bring it today. Otherwise, I'll make sure it gets reposted this week.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, and Dorothy, as long as you're there, did you get my message about your email?
Yes,
Okay, yeah, just give me a call. It's probably easier to talk about all that stuff on the phone.
yes, thank you.
Could you send the PDF version of that to Dorothy so she can post it on the website for National Night Out?
Sure.
Thank you. Councilmember Lyford.
Thank you. Lieutenant Skaggs, I was just wanting to follow up. The council has been contacted by people in the community about the giant trash pile that's on Altadena Drive. And I know that this has been an ongoing issue. It's in the front yard of a house that's between Marengo and Fair Oaks. We're just trying to figure out what the best way to approach this is, because it sounds as if.
I'm sorry. I'm just thinking. Is that kind of on the north side of?
Yes, it's on the north side of the street.
Kind of in the wheelchair that pushes himself around that house. That house is on the radar of the code enforcement guys. In fact, they were out there last week. There's actually a whole process for that, and anybody can go online and make a complaint to the LADWP website. You can file a complaint, give an address and a single thing of what's wrong, and they will follow up. And then there's a team that consists of the DWP, code enforcement, health and safety. They have D&B investigators that go with them, and our deputies will be standing by if necessary. And they go in and they try to get the people to clean it up. And if that doesn't work, then they go through a formal abatement process. And they go around about once every couple of weeks. I get a list of the houses they'll hit in Altadena, and they'll go through. And I can tell you that one of those is going to result recently into a criminal search warrant that we're going to be following up on. So it is being worked on. Unfortunately, it's not for us. It's for the code enforcement guys.
I just want to make a comment here is that the particular location that Councilmember Lyford is talking about is actually in mine and Councilmember Arnzen's census tract. And we've been doing extensive, and especially Nick has put in many hours in this particular case, contacting all different areas from the county to anyway, everywhere possible for months and months and months.
You got no response?
And Nick was doing some additional work last week with it. So yeah. I think that's why there was some additional activities.
I just want to make sure.
If I can, Billy, I can give you the guy's name that kind of heads that up if you want to try to contact him personally. As opposed to trying to go through a county website where you just have to leave. Basically, you just fill out a form and sling it, and hopefully someone gets back to you.
Yeah, we don't do.
Okay, if you forward that, I just
we're already on. I think we're on it, but I think
If you hear something going on in somebody else's census tract, and you have concerns, make sure you reach out to that census tract representative, because there's a very good chance there's already a lot of work going on. And if you have any new information to bring to that table, then they might be thankful for hearing it, because maybe there's something they're not aware of. But usually, typically, when something's happening in somebody else's census tract, there's already extensive work going on. So rather than doing double duties, just make sure that you pass along what you hear.
Sure.
Anyway, Councilmember Marcussen, your hand was up. What do you?
Oh, no, I was just going to say that Nick's been in contact with a bunch of people, as have I, with the county directly, manager type people. So it definitely is being worked on. I know it's been going on for a long time. We're going to try to squash it finally.
Mr. Peck?
There's been different strategies attempted, and when one strategy hasn't worked, another strategy has been tried. But it's not an issue that has been able to be resolved overnight, unfortunately. But it's been attempted from everything, from the sheriffs to county to you name it.
Okay, I have a question. I'm in 4611, and basically my southern border is Pasadena. And on Montana is a border street. It's like just below. Montana is a border street, let's say at Fair Oaks. On the north side of the street is Altadena. On the south side of the street is Pasadena. There are no signs on either side of the street, but I had a couple of vets who were in a veterans home / clean living place that were saying that they were getting tickets at night for having their car on the north side of the street. Now, my understanding is that Pasadena, it's against the law to park overnight. But my understanding was that's not the case in Altadena. Is there a reason that they would be getting tickets when there are no signs on the street?
Well, the only thing I could think of would be whoever the parking control officers who does it for the city of Pasadena doesn't know where the border is. Or in some cases, and now this sounds funny, because we used to go round and round on, well, we still do. There's always these little issues when we get to jurisdictional issues. Sometimes the whole street may belong to Pasadena, but once you get past the sidewalk, it becomes Altadena. It could be, it's not necessarily down the middle. The best thing is honestly, yeah, I have a map at work that's pretty accurate, but we'd have to specifically find out. There's actual jurisdictional maps. Honestly, Officer Keller, you guys always seem to have those locked down. I'd have to kind of dig one up, but we have to specifically look to see if those tickets are being issued in error or realistically the street belongs to Pasadena.
Okay, so I guess the first thing I'd have to ascertain is who owns the street.
Yeah.
Who would know?
Well, the other thing to look for, Alan, is to see if there are signs posted, Altadena County signs that are posted. A lot of the streets that we have that are Pasadena on one side and Altadena on the other have no parking signs on the Altadena side because the Pasadena people all just park on the other side of the street. And so that's always something good to look for to see if there's a no parking sign. The other thing is the reality is that we don't have 24-hour overnight parking. We just don't have it enforced. And so you can't park legally overnight in Altadena, but that's never enforced. So it may be that particular street is being enforced because of the Pasadena Altadena thing. So the sheriff's station, if you want to talk to parking enforcement, they'll probably be able to tell you what's happening. Okay. And the other thing is if they're trucks, then they may be violating we have a large vehicle.
Oh yeah, I know about that rules.
Okay.
Alan, if you want to get the zoning, you can go to LA County Maps. It's just do a Google search, LA County Maps, and it's ZNet is the one with the most current.
LA County Maps, what? .gov?
So it's lacounty.maps.arcgis.com.
Is that D as in David, IS?
ARC as in cat.
Yes.
G as in goat, I and S.
Okay, GIS. Fair enough. Thank you very much.
The assessor, LA County assessor.
And just a quick note, if you look at the street signs, Altadena street signs are blue. Pasadena are green. So if the name of the street is in green, it's Pasadena.
Okay, I will double check all of that, but what surprised me is that there are absolutely no street signs on either side of the street.
All right, well, in this particular case, Alan, if you could actually communicate with or look up the information that Officer Keller gave, Officer Skaggs gave, and then Lieutenant Skaggs, sorry, and then we can maybe if we can get other answers.
Okay.
And I can help as well. Maybe we can figure something out.
Okay.
I have a question from Councilmember Wong as well.
Oh,
Thank you.
just while we're on this topic, we have a liaison here with Public Works. She can just introduce herself. Olga, are you there, Olga? So this is Olga Cruz.
Thank you for
Go,
inviting
Olga.
me. I just wanted to take the chance to introduce myself. I'm a Public Works Community Liaison. So I think I came in at the end of the conversation that Lieutenant Skaggs was describing. He mentioned something about code enforcement. So I'll be happy to just consider me basically as a point of contact if you're trying to navigate the organization. I can certainly either locate a person that you need to that can probably solve or handle the issue, or at least give you information on any issue. So that's really all I had. It was kind of a last minute for me to join today's meeting, but I will in the future. What I will do is I will also try to bring to the conversation some of the other things that are coming up in our department, such as things like school gardening, financial programs that may be helpful for people to know.
Olga, it's Victoria. Your audio is cutting in and out, so we're only hearing, you sound like you're very far away from the mic. If you can access the chat, will you put your email address in the chat?
Thank you.
Well done.
Olga has done great things already, so I encourage you all to interface with Olga. Thank you. LA County Public Works.
Thank you. I think many of us will be contacting Olga and knocking on her door with requests very shortly. So expect it, Olga, and welcome, by the way, welcome. Okay, is there any more questions for Lieutenant Skaggs before we move on? Okay, I really appreciate your time that you take and the in-depth you go, Lieutenant Skaggs. So I appreciate it. So any news before we head out on Captain Jacobs? How's she doing? You're on mute, by the way.
She's still the same. You know, it's a slow recovery. I know she was all optimistic, but I think the reality has set in. This is going to be a long haul. So she was trying to come out here.
Wish her the best.
Yeah, last Friday for the going away for at the grocery store, and she just couldn't. She couldn't make that drive. It's too far for her.
Well, wish her the best from all of us on the town council. And
sure thing. Good night, all.
All right. Thank you. Okay, moving on.
One last thing, Billy.
Yeah.
Just a crime report topic. We are having a skyrocketing number of stolen Chevy Silverados and Jeeps. If you have a Chevy Silverado or a Jeep, please keep a close eye on it. Make sure there's an alarm. They are being stolen at a very high pace. Just for info.
Thank you.
I'll put that out there.
We used to also hear Honda Civics were one of the top ones too.
This blows those numbers away right now.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So thanks for the warning. If anybody here has a Jeep or a Silverado, please take heed. That's important information. Thank you. Councilmember Wong.
Sorry, last thing. There has been an uptick in donuts. Like donuts in the intersection. I just want to bring that up. So I don't know how we can handle that. It's usually at the wee hours of the morning.
Yes, we're aware. We have specific units. Our department has street racing SUs. They go to all the different areas in Southern California. I'll let you guys know when it's coming to the ALTADENA station for a SU. Probably next couple months. I know they're out in Riverside this weekend and they're in South LA the weekend before, but we're trying.
Thank you for trying.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to move on. Item 3.4, map your neighborhood with Karen Gibson. Welcome, Karen. I did see her.
Thank you. Yes, I thought we were going to go with Maria Grycan, so I bailed out there for a minute. I'll jump in and just I also hope that the personal meetings, the in-person meetings will start again soon. I miss them a lot. In any case, I am here for Altadena Map Your Neighborhood, and I wanted to just do a short report about what we're doing. We've been on pause throughout the pandemic, pretty much. We did a Zoom training for hosts way back in May of last year on Zoom. And other than that, we've been pretty quiet, but we are meeting August 10th, our core team. We are looking to see what changes need to be made in our program, especially because our meetings used to be, everyone all crowded from a given block into somebody's living room. And that may not be the best model going forward. So we'll be meeting August 10th, and we invite anyone who's interested in having a meeting in their street to please get in touch with us. And I'll give you the email. It's MYN for Map Your Neighborhood, RSVP 2, the number 2, the number 2 at gmail.com. And since there are so many new members on council, and since others in the audience may not have heard of Altadena Map Your Neighborhood yet, I thought I would just take a moment to introduce our program and to introduce us. We are Altadena Map Your Neighborhood is a group of community volunteers, people who live in your neighborhoods, that will assist our neighbors all around Altadena who want to become better prepared for a variety of disasters, earthquakes among them. And here's how it works. A group of neighbors on a given street will choose what we'll call a coordinator or a host to have a meeting at their home to learn about disaster preparedness. At the meeting, one of us on the team, Altadena Map Your Neighborhood volunteer, will describe a plan for neighbors to work together before, during, and after a disaster. We supply printed materials for each household and will facilitate a discussion about personal preparedness, which is at the heart of all of it, of course, but also how the neighbors can work together. After the meeting, the disaster preparation is up to each individual household and to the people on the street. There aren't any mandates, I should say. It's just some suggestions and some proven strategies for getting together. And I think, actually, although I don't have data for you, I believe that Map Your Neighborhood has been helpful through the pandemic as people sort of looked around their house and said, oh, I've got my kit all ready. So I've already got disinfectant. I've already got a stockpile of toilet paper and other things that they would have gathered as a result of having a meeting with the neighbors on their block. And the other, probably even more crucial thing is that when you go through an Altadena Map Your Neighborhood meeting, you know your neighbors, you meet your neighbors, some for the first time, even if you've lived on your street for a long time. And so during the pandemic, I think a lot of people have known who needs to be looked in on, who doesn't drive and probably couldn't get out to get a vaccine. So I haven't heard the stories yet. I hope to start hearing them, but I believe in my heart of hearts that that's what's been happening. So in any case, MYN for Map Your Neighborhood, RSVP 2 at gmail.com. And I hope we'll get lots of people who want to host a meeting of the neighbors on their block. It only takes one person to get the ball rolling. So I'll wrap it up there.
You're muted, Billy.
Thank you, Karen. And I'm sorry about messing up the order of the agenda there. I do apologize.
No.
But so thank you for being thorough. And I do appreciate the work that the Map Your Neighborhood does we actually went to a couple of meetings at the beginning of the pandemic that were very informative, and I recommend, if you haven't already, start looking into how to be part of and expand and have meetings yourself with Map Your Neighborhood. So thank you. And I think with the pandemic has taught us all how important our community organizations are like that. So thank you. Okay, I'm going to move on, and I'm going to apologize sincerely to Maria for taking things out of order. I'm been checking my boxes as I go, and I guess one check was too close to the next, so I apologize. So I'm going to move over now to County Fire, to Maria Grycan.
Not a problem, Billy. Okay, so for the month of June, we had a total of 332 responses in Altadena. 254 were for medical calls, and 213 people were transported. If you look at, I'll just stick with the medical calls for a minute. If you look at our traffic collisions for the month, we have a total of 14. And you will see that one of them was versus pedestrian. I know CHP said we had no pedestrian, but there was a bicyclist. And so I wanted to let you know that that could be the same thing. We do not have a separate code for bicyclist. So if it's a vehicle versus a bicyclist, on my report, it will come up as a vehicle versus pedestrian. So it could be the same call. We had a number of instances of wires down, power lines down, a couple of gas spills and a gas leak. So 3 hazmat calls, no damages. On the fires, we had 3, there were a total of 8 fires. There were 3 trash fires, 1 cooking fire. We had a brush fire off of Holly Slope Road and I think near Loma Alta. Half acre, all in Angeles National Forest. And then we had another small spot fire off of Loma Alta Drive on the 30th. Didn't get a size on that one, but I believe it was a pretty small spot fire. We had a 20-foot by 50-foot spot on Mariposa Street on June 12th. That was accidental. It was started from a spark from workers doing some welding. And then on the 28th on Oxford Avenue, there was a small, very small fire in a bedroom in a home from a malfunctioning electrical outlet. And that is it for the report. The only other thing I will add is that firefighters from Fire Station 11 will also be at National Night Out at Farnsworth Park. So that is the only other thing I wanted to add, unless there's any questions.
Any questions from the council? Councilmember Wong.
So I think the spot fire on the 30th, I was just tracking back, looks like that was the Cobb Estate fire.
Could have been.
Yeah. Okay. And then we are now in obviously extreme fire danger. So I don't know if you have more words of caution for us or any direction for our community as we.
Well, I mean, you know, as the weather gets hotter and hotter, and you know, especially watch the humidity. If the humidity starts to go down a lot, that's our really bad recipe. When we have really, really low humidities and we have high winds, that's when we really start to panic. I would just encourage everybody to look up Ready, Set, Go. I know that you have posted links to that on the town council's website. I would just encourage everybody to look at that program, develop their own plan for how to evacuate, what to take with you. You know, just keep your eyes and ears open when you hear about a fire that's in the neighborhood.
Okay. Any other questions? Anything from the council? Okay. Is that it, Maria? Hello? Did I lose everybody or did I just lose Maria?
I think we lost Maria, but we're really grateful to have them.
Yeah, thank you.
And just get ready to evacuate and know, what things. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just got my internet back. Everybody got frozen on my screen.
Okay.
And I'm getting a message that my internet connection is unstable.
Okay. Uh-oh. All right, well, does anyone have any questions for Maria before we move on? I'm not sure if she'll be able to answer the questions at this point because it's coming in and out. But feel free to, if you have anything pressing, feel free to, if not, email Maria for with any questions or concerns you might have. Okay, again, because our connection is going in and out, and I don't think, I think she was finished. I'm going to move on. Maria, if you can hear me and you have anything pressing, please let me know through chat, and we'll circle back to it. But in the meantime, I'm going to move on.
And I think Captain Mackey might be there. Captain Mackey looks like he's there.
Captain Mackey there? Just Captain Mackey?
I think so.
Chief Mackey.
Hi. Yeah, good evening. I'm here. My reception was kind of spotty too. I'm in the car. But just to add on to what Maria said, once it gets, the temperatures are rising. It's going to be dry. As long as we don't have the wind, I feel better that we don't have the wind. And also that, I think I mentioned it in the last time we talked, is that we do have a additional air asset that we're going to be utilizing on the Chinook helicopter that's able to drop 3,000 gallons day or night. So that resource definitely comes in handy anytime we have a brush fire up in the hillside that's in steep terrain and hard for the ground resources to get to. So it's been an absolute asset in the last few fires we had in Santa Clarita and in Malibu. So just be thankful that resource is here. And it's all I have. Any questions for me?
Any questions for Chief Mackey? Councilmember Wong.
Sorry, can you speak at all about brush clearance? I mean, I think last I heard. Go ahead.
Yeah, so our brush clearance actually started on May 1st, and we've already completed the first round of brush inspections for all of Altadena. So I know now they're working on the follow-up inspections on any inspections that were created. But we have been out there doing our brush clearance, and if there's somebody that is not on the deck list and needs to be on the deck list to have brush inspections, we've been adding those. So we are just about done. That's one of the priorities for the fire chief and the supervisors, the board of supervisors. So we are on top of that. And yeah, it's if you have any questions regarding any brush or concerns, we've been addressing those with either station 11 or 12. By all means, give the local station a call and they'll go out and investigate.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Any more questions before we move on? All right. Thank you, Chief Mackey. We really appreciate you taking the time to come and visit us. And you said you were driving, so if you pulled over, be safe and have a great evening. And thanks again for your time with us.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Okay, moving on. Item 4, the Altadena Community Reports. We're going to start with item 4.1, Altadena Library, and I believe it's now Victor, not Nikki, correct?
Yes, that is correct. I'll be joining you this evening. Let me just share my screen here and we'll get started. So my name is Victor Huabay. I am the Assistant Library Director at the Altadena Library District. And I wanted to highlight the fact that both libraries are now open and close to normal hours of operation. Our main library is open Tuesday through Saturday from noon to 5. And the Bob Lucas branch is open from noon to 5, Monday through Friday. And starting in August, we'll be open 12 to 5 on Mondays as well at the main library. And we're also adding passport appointments now available on Saturdays as well as throughout the week. And these changes that we're making to the hours of operations are dependent on the feedback and what we're hearing from folks. So if you have feedback or your constituents have feedback, we are always looking to hear that as well. But as more and more people are coming back to our libraries, we're learning a lot more about that. So happy to be open again. And I wanted to briefly touch as well on the community focus group that we spoke about earlier. We are looking for representation from the Altadena Town Council, and that is one member to represent the Town Council, along with these other organizations that you see on the screen. And then we're additionally also looking for 2 community members that are not affiliated with any of these organizations to join the focus group as well. The deadline to apply is July 30th, and I'll drop the link to the building projects website in the chat when I'm done with my presentation. We also have our third library here in Altadena now, the Curiosity Connection, which is our library on wheels. We've started making visits to local parks and local community events already, and you can read more about this vehicle and where it's going on this website, altadenalibrary.org/wheels. And if you are hosting an event yourself, or if you know of an event that you think we should go to, you can also go to that website and you can submit that information right there as well and request it to be at your event. Our summer programming is coming to an end shortly, but we still have quite a few things that we're offering, both in person and online. We're doing YouTube videos where the children's librarian are reading the first pages of a newly published children's books. We're also doing some of these visits at the park that I mentioned. Stories in Motion is happening every other Tuesday at Charles White Park. For teens, we are doing quite a bit of a virtual programming still. We are finding that teens prefer that to the in-person at this point. We're doing Dungeons and Dragons on Saturdays, and we're also doing a web series where our teen librarian Isabel is guiding you to different parts of Altadena. And those take place on our Instagram account, and they are also archived there, so you can watch them later. But we're also doing some in-person workshops. We're doing zine workshops at Charles White Park as well, every other Tuesday. So if you have any teens in your life, please encourage them to come by. It's going to be a creative time where the teens will explore self-expression and finding new ways to express themselves and publish themselves in our zine library. I also want to share a little bit about some events that just took place. We hosted 3 community dinners in June. They were called Inspire Harmony, and some of our council members attended those as well. We very much appreciate that. We had over 200 community members gathered at both of our libraries, and we all sat down and discussed aspirations for our community, the challenges that we see in the community, and also a little bit about the Altadena libraries and how they play into both those things. And this was, for many people, the first event since the start of the pandemic. And one of the major things that came out of the community conversations was that people are really looking for more opportunities like this to sit down with their neighbors and discuss things, both for fun, but also to discuss, matters that really are important to their lives and to this community. So we are looking into making this more of an ongoing effort, but the scalability of that is a little bit tricky. At these dinners, we offered free meals to everyone, and we also had a live band. So I invite if any of the council members are interested in working with us on this, I'd be very curious to hear from you. We would entertain, all the different kinds of options for this in terms of where it would be hosted and what the format would look like. But we just want to see if there's anyone else that wants to brainstorm around this. So we are also offering a few other programs for adults coming up in collaboration with the town council's own Nick Arnson. We're finding ways to connect with neighbors around simple lifestyle changes at our libraries. We have 2 sessions coming up, and you can read more about them and register at our website as well. And that's where you can find some more information on that. We are also hiring for 2 key positions at the library, our administrative services manager position and a marketing specialist position as well. So if you know anyone that would be good for these positions, please send them our way. And the website is again at the bottom. The Friends of the Library are back in the building, and we're very excited about that. That means that we're accepting book donations again, which is one of the most frequent questions that we got all throughout the pandemic. Can I drop off all of my old books? And we would always say no, because we couldn't take them and sort them because we didn't have any volunteers in the building. But they're back, and they're offering their first sale. It's going to be on July 31st from 10 to 4. And that's it for me today. Thank you so much.
That's it? Okay. Well, I just want to say, do I have any questions from the council? I can't see everybody here. So any questions from the council for Victor? As I can't see anybody because we're in screen sharing mode, please speak up. Okay, there we go. Any questions from the council? All right, well, thanks ever so much. And thanks again, Victor, for the time you take out of your day to come and join us, and for all the great information and all the hard work the library's doing for our community. So thank you.
Thank you all. Have a good night.
Okay, good night. Okay, moving on. Item 4.2, the Altadena Chamber of Commerce with Doug Colliflower.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Just a couple of things. First off, the chamber had our big event on Friday evening at the Altadena Town and Country Club, our annual installation and awards dinner, typically held in February, but postponed this year due to COVID. We honored our 2020 Citizen of the Year, Mark Mariscal, and our 2020 Business of the Year was Scott and Lori Webster of Hoopla. So it was a great evening. I know many of you were with us, and we appreciate that support. The other part of the evening that we do is we have an auction, a live auction typically, and we raise money for scholarships for local Altadena seniors. Very successful evening. We raised just over $4,000. So that was really, really good. So it was a great event. It was back to typical form. No, we were at the club indoors, able to converse and talk to one another, and very normal event, I'll say. So very, very nice. And for all of you who were there, thank you. And those of you that missed it, we'll probably be hopefully back around 1st February in 2022. So, and then secondly, the chamber is, it's that time of year where we start our director recruiting, if you will, and Diane Marcussen, who is on our board, and she's chairing the nominations committee this year. It's a 2-year commitment that starts in January. Please reach out to Diane for any other questions that you may have. It's another great way to serve our community and get involved in the community. And so I encourage you, if you've had any interest at all, to reach out to Diane and give it some thought. And then last but not least, in case you're not aware, but the summer concert series at Farnsworth Park, put on by the Rotary Club of Altadena, has come back. We took a hiatus last year due to COVID, but our 24th annual season is in full swing. We had our second concert this last Saturday. Very well attended. Everybody had a great time. And so I encourage you to come on out and join us. It's every Saturday through the 11th of September, with the exception of Labor Day Saturday. We do take a break, but great music, great time, great environment. So, and it's free. So that's all I have. Unless there are questions, I'll be happy to do my best to answer.
I just wanted to mention that I've been attending every one of the dinners that we've had for several years for the chamber, and this year I apologize due to a work commitment this weekend, being in the middle the dinner happened in the middle of the summer. I wasn't able to attend, and that actually made me feel I felt disappointed that I couldn't attend. But during your report, I did try to change my background to images from that dinner so that you could see the Citizen Business of the Year. But in the process, it kind of cut the tops of the heads off. This is a montage, but I was trying to show an image of the Business and Citizen of the Year while you're doing the presentation. But you can see Scott and Laurie Webster there, and I think Mark there maybe.
Well, there's
last year doing the presentation, but at the top is the Citizen of the Year and the Business of the Year with their heads cut off. I do apologize for that, but I was trying to show an image to honor them while you were saying that. But anyway, that was all.
Thank you for your effort, but there's
nice
lots of photos on the chamber Facebook page. So I encourage you to take a peek there if you have a minute to. So, all right, any other questions? Okay, thank you.
That's it. Thank you. Okay, moving on. Item 4.3, the Los Angeles Parks and Rec with Sam Estrada. Welcome, Sam.
Hi, good evening, everybody. So for Loma Alta, we have our Everybody Plays program that's continuing on from June, and that's all the way until August 7th. So it's Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. and it is free, and it's for ages 7 to 12 years old. And those that aren't aware is that this is a drop-in program. It's not a summer camp, but we are holding it indoors due to the high heat that we're experiencing right now. So it's again Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. and it is entirely free. And we do provide lunches and snacks for the kids, and those are also part of our free summer lunch program. We do get a lot of calls about the swimming pool. So kind of some information about that is the Everybody Swims. That's the recreational free swim is Monday through Friday from 12:30 to 2:30. And then on Saturdays, it's from 12:30 to 2:30, but there's also an additional hour and 45 minutes from 3 to 4:45. There are swim lessons, and those do vary in availability, and those are Monday through Friday. Times do vary, but everything is online on our registration website, and you can check those out. They are $25 for 2 weeks sessions. We also have adult programs for swimming. So we have lap swim, and that's Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. And it's $45 for 5 entries, and that is 18 and over. And then we have water exercise. That's Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. And that's $35 and 18 and over. So even though we get a lot of calls at the gym, you are also able to call the pool. So the number is 626-797-8903. And lifeguards are up there pretty much all day. So that way, if you have questions, you can contact them about availability and about signing up for classes. We also have our Sports for All clinics, and those are free sports clinics for youth. And those are on Saturdays only. And at Loma, we're doing currently basketball and baseball. And those are for ages 6 to 8 years old. And then we also have a 9 and 11-year-old group. And that goes again until August 7th. And that'll be the last day for the clinics for that session. And then we have our Parks After Dark at Loma Alta. And it's movie nights on Fridays. And then we have concerts on Saturdays. So those that were able to attend the concert this past Saturday, we had Michael Higgins, and it was greatly attended. We probably had anywhere from 250 to 300 people in attendance. And on the movie that we showed last Friday, we showed Dumbo. This Friday, we will be showing The Parent Trap. And then on Saturday, we will be having a Latin band called Yari Moore, and they will be there this Saturday. Concert starts at 6:30. So bring your blankets and chairs and food and come out and join us at under the stars at Loma Alta. We also have our at Farnsworth Park, an update about the court is the pickleball court has been completed. So it has been open the last couple of weeks for play. So come out and join us. We've been having a great turnout. I know it's been hot the last few weeks, but if you want to join us in the evening, come out, and we have a great group that comes out and plays. And also, as mentioned in this meeting, we've been talking about the summer concert series. So it's been greatly attended by everybody in the community. Even with the concert at Loma Alta, I was able to see both concerts and great attendance by the Altadena community showing out for both concerts. So we appreciate that, and we understand we have 2 concerts in the same time, but if you guys are able to make both or make one of them, we appreciate that. And then also that was mentioned tonight was the National Night Out. So Parks, of course, will be out there that evening for the National Night Out. So we'll also be out there supporting that event. Construction update, we're pretty much close to being done. As far as the building itself, it's pretty much done. We've been using the lower building for the beer and wine garden for the concert series. So we've been utilizing that, and some of our restrooms have been open as well. So it's getting close to 100%. So hopefully by this next meeting that we have in next month, I'll be able to provide an update for everybody. Also wanted to let everybody know we do have our summer classes available. So those are available. So you can visit our website and check out our summer classes available for adults and seniors and youth. And you can visit parks.lacounty.gov/summer classes. So that's available right now for registration. And then we also have programming going on at Charles White. So I know we don't ever want to forget about Charles White. We have Everybody Plays as well, and that's Monday through Friday. Same time frame as Loma Alta, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then we also have some upcoming special events that will be coming up in the next couple of weeks, joining with Dorothy. So we're looking forward to that as well. And then we also have, I just wanted to kind of update everybody. I know we've been getting calls recently about our indoor reservations. At this time, we are not allowing any indoor reservations. They're only outdoor. So we just want to let everybody know we are waiting on public health to allow us to have an opening of indoor reservation. So once that comes out, I'll make sure to inform everybody about indoor reservations. So pretty much wraps everything up. If there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Hi, Sam.
Hey, Dorothy.
Hey, just with all this amazing programming going on, and then August 7th programs are ending, is there going to be like a shift around that time? Or
yeah, so we go from our summer programming to our fall programming. So in the fall, we'll be offering our after school programming for Loma Alta, and then we'll also be having some programs at Farn as well for our school. And then we'll be offering that will have a cost, but it will be offered for youth. And then we're also looking to do lacrosse. That's something that we'll be doing as well in the fall for girls. We'll be doing a girls lacrosse program. So that we have a lot of upcoming programming that it will transition in the next coming weeks as we transition from summer to fall.
Thank you, Sam. I just want to mention I just got kicked off. The internet is bad this evening, so if that should happen again, I'll have Councilmember Jones step in and finish off the agenda as Vice Chair. So I missed the end of everything, Sam. But I just want to bring something to attention in case you did mention it. But there was somebody who was contacting us, myself, and yourself, regarding trying to make reservations for the Davy building and other parks. So my understanding is that just that everyone is aware that right now, especially with the new COVID restrictions for indoor masking and stuff, the county parks is not taking any reservations right now for indoor functions. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes, at this time, yeah, unfortunately, we only have outdoor rentals. So the indoor rentals are pending. So hopefully in the coming weeks or months, couple months or so, whenever COVID restrictions are lifted, we'll be able to have indoor rentals.
So stay tuned, but right now there is nothing to report.
Right.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Any more questions for Sam? All right. I appreciate you coming again, Sam. You come every month religiously, so I really appreciate your time and all the work that you do for our community. So thanks again, and we'll see you next month.
All right. Thanks a lot, Billy. Have a great evening.
All right, moving on. Item 5, we're going to special presentations. And we're going to go to, I know this was brought to our attention by Councilmember Peck, so I don't know whether Councilmember Peck would like to introduce them. or if you have the information. Otherwise, I'll just go ahead and introduce Chris Salzen.
They could best introduce themselves.
Okay, and hopefully I'm pronouncing your name correctly. I do apologize. You can always correct me. Is it Chris?
Yeah, so it's
Salzenbach, right?
Salzback. So good afternoon, council members, town council members. My name is Chris Salzback. I'm the community outreach coordinator at ALTADENA nonprofit Neighbors Empowering Youth. Tonight I've put together a little presentation about some of our upcoming programs and some programs that we've already started. Just a few weeks ago, we recently reopened, and this presentation will tell you about some of the programs we're running up at our center. So let me share my screen. We go to the beginning. Start presentation. So good afternoon, Town Council. I am presenting for Neighbors Empowering Youth. We believe that a child without a computer is like a school without pencils. Neighbors Empowering Youth mission statement: closing the digital divide has been our objective since our establishment as a nonprofit organization in 2000. Our mission is to provide free or low-cost computers and computer training and tech training to underserved youth, adults, and seniors in the San Gabriel Valley and Antelope Valley communities who are most vulnerable to the effects of poverty, crime, and are at academic risk. We give them the skills and knowledge needed to advance their studies and to help them function and contribute to a technology-rich society while we promote electronic waste recycling throughout the San Gabriel Valley and Antelope Valleys. As I said, we believe that a child without a computer is like a school without pencils. Programs and services we have. First Robot, one of our big programs that we have for the high schoolers and middle schoolers is our First Robotics team. In 2008, First Robotics Team 24 was formed. Combining the excitement and rigors of science and technology, we call First Robotic Competition the ultimate sport for the mind. High school student participants call it the hardest fun you'll ever have. Under strict rules, limited time, and resources, teams of students are challenged to raise funds, design a brand, hone teamwork skills, and build and program industrial-sized robots to play a difficult field game against like-minded competitors. It's as close to real-world engineering as students can get. Volunteer professional mentors lend their time and talents to guide our team. The first isn't about building robots, it's about developing life skills. Students get to build and compete a robot of their own design, learn sophisticated software and hardware, complete and cooperate in alliances and tournaments, qualify for $80 million worth of college scholarships. That's one of the main things that I always push for our students is when you get to the end, most students, when they get into our program, they're not thinking of college scholarships, but at the very end, at the last minute, they're looking to get into college. And with our First Robotics program, they get to go to all these really nice colleges to they can go and apply for $80 million worth of college scholarships. And one of the biggest things that I always talk about is because we're a NASA-sponsored team, JPL mentors work with our students and teach them skills. One of our mentors a few years back works on the Mars rovers, and at will we can get more JPL mentors as we get more students. So this program is going to be starting up sometime around the start of Pasadena Unified School, around August 12th, somewhere around that time. I don't have any information yet about it, but if anyone knows anyone that's interested in a robotics program and has teenagers looking for a program, they can go to team244.org/join. They can fill out the little form on our website, and we'll get back to them as soon as we can with our schedule, because we are planning to go back in person. We've been remarkably running this all through Zoom through the pandemic, so we've been working with students via Zoom. So that is our First Robotics program. It's one of our most popular programs. And yeah, one of our most popular programs at our organization. Computer donations. One of the biggest things we do is we accept computer donations. We gladly accept donations of technology, hardware, including computers, both laptops and desktops, as well as tablets, printers, and other hardware to help strengthen family engagement and engagement in the homes of underserved, low-income youth, adults, seniors, and all technology hardware donations are tax deductible. So because one of our things as a nonprofit is we take donations of computers from businesses, big or small. We've worked in the past with Parsons, Lockheed Martin, Leidos, and Mantech. And what we do is we take their computer, out of service computers, we repair them, and we put them back in the community. We have set up multiple computer labs throughout Altadena and Pasadena. We've put one in all of the Pasadena Unified schools in the past. So that's one of our biggest things is we like to take computers that are out of service and out of use for businesses, and we refurbish them and give them back to the community. We recently had, well, I'll show you in the next slide about our community. I'll talk to you about our in-home computer initiative after this slide. So the NAE EDGE program. The EDGE program, Educated, Dedicated, Gifted, and Empowered, offers a balance of academic support, technology enrichment classes, and project-based learning programs, community service events, and college scholarships. The EDGE program is a recipe for success, for a successful workplace readiness and preparation. Our computer repair and graphic design and robotics programs are designed around project-based learning, stressing the importance of team building, leadership, and community projects by stimulating both their creative and critical thinking skills, helping students discover a passion for technology and placing them on a college-bound track. So this program is in line with our robotics program that is going to start back up around when PUSD starts back up. But if you would like more information, you can email info@innateinc.org, and I can get you more info about when those programs will start. And so we do offer computer repairs and sales up at our center. We offer Neighbors Empowering Youth. We offer exceptional service and the lowest prices in town. We sell refurbished laptops and computers. We also offer computer repair services and upgrades. And one of the biggest things that we recently signed up for is we're a part of the Altadena Library Shop Local, Read Local program. So Altadena Library cardholders get a 10% discount on all repairs and services at our center. So these are our hours where you can shop Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Back up as we offer e-waste recycling. Recently, about a month or two ago, we pushed out a survey to Altadena neighbors on Facebook to see if there was a need for an e-waste recycling center, because what it seems like is there's only one day for e-waste recycling at most places, but we saw a need, and what we did is we're now offering e-waste recycling Monday through Friday. So you can come by, drop off your e-waste, but we do encourage setting up an appointment so we know that you're going to be coming by and what you're going to be dropping by. These are some of the things we accept. We accept computer monitors, PC systems, stereo, cell phones, television sets, laptops, printers, fax machines, LCDs, copiers, cameras, vacuums, plasma TV scanners, VCRs, and DVD players. Stuff we do not accept for our e-waste program is household batteries, fluorescent light tubes, glass, wood, tires, or any bulky e-waste, because we don't have the space to hold refrigerators and ovens and stuff like that. So we accept e-waste Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can call, set up an appointment to drop off e-waste. And so, as I said earlier, with computer donations, we do giveaways, and this is our in-home computer placement program. So our in-home, this for a sec. So our in-home computer replacement initiative, this unique opportunity to allow students and seniors, one second. This unique opportunity allows students, seniors, and low-income persons to receive a multimedia computer system training and no cost and training, technical support, mentoring, and internet access for free for low or at no cost. Our objective is to promote computer access and training that is so accessible to so many. So we recently, about a month ago, we did a computer giveaway for seniors. So we gave them all Chromebooks. I believe we had 15 seniors, and most of them were from Altadena and Pasadena. So that was a huge success. We were able to give them computers, give them a 2-hour training session on how to use Zoom and how to set up a Zoom meeting and computer safety. And throughout the year, we do have computer giveaways, but at the moment, because of the pandemic, we don't have enough computers at the moment to do that. Okay. So let me see, next slide. So we are offering, so yeah, I have just 2 more slides. So we are offering tours of our center. I encourage you guys come by and tour our programs. We're going to be setting up first robotics, graphic design classes, computer training, and we have an extensive makerspace. We have a Tormach CNC machine, laser cutters, and we've got a lot of technology up at our center. If you would like to sign up for a tour, you can sign up at nainc.org/tour. We offer tours Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. And now I'll answer any questions you guys might have about our programs.
Okay.
So let me stop
I'm
the share.
going to offer to the council. Any questions from the council? Okay, before we move on. I really appreciate you coming, Chris. I don't see any questions right now. That is a lot of information that you've shared.
Yeah, I apologize for that.
That's good though. If you could actually send us any PDFs or any brief descriptions.
Yeah, I said
share that with the council and share that amongst social media presences, and maybe get the word out and get information, and maybe we have questions. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks again.
Yes, and I'd like to thank you as well. It sounds like important information that could be real helpful for large parts of the community.
Yeah, and thank you, Councilmember Peck, for bringing this to our attention and suggesting this as a presentation. So, okay, I'm going to move on. I do think that either I'm still having technical difficulties with internet, or Chris did as well. But anyway, I'm going to say thank you and move on. So we're going now to item 6, which is committee reports. We have safe streets and land use. I also want to make a note here that Nick Arnsden is accepted as chair of the new communication committee. He has been speaking with me and vice chair, and so he's got some great ideas and moving forward. So if anybody has interest or wants to be involved in that or find out more information, please contact Nick. Okay, moving on. Item 6.1, safe streets with Councilmember Wong.
Hi, thank you very much. So just a reminder to everyone that Metro Micro Transit is full speed ahead. If you haven't taken it yet, this is a great opportunity to travel to concerts in the park, not have to worry about finding parking, and also just to kind of get around the community. So again, micro.metro.net. You can definitely find out more. They were giving away 2 free trips, but it's only $1 a trip. It does take you around Altadena. There have been a couple of comments that I've seen that they haven't gone all the way up to Loma Alta, but since this is a pilot, definitely the Metro, and we have specific contacts for us in the town council. So if we want to provide information to Metro directly about their service hours, or their ranges, this is definitely a great time to bring up that information since this is a pilot. I personally had fun. I jumped on it and I went to the Supercuts at Washington and Allen And then my husband picked me up and we went out to dinner with his family. I didn't have to think about a car. So Metro Micro, please do visit that. I did receive in July, and I might have said it before, but through the Safe Streets Committee over COVID, we got an assessment done in partnership with Berkeley Safe Trek. So this is a complete streets assessment, and I will post that on the website, and I'm happy to share a copy with anybody that's interested. The Safe Streets Committee at that point had identified streets to study. And so I nominated Loma Alta in my census tract. So there's actually a nice little assessment done. And it just, talks about different options on how people can move around and traffic calming, safe crossings, and so forth. So it's a really great document for our community. And again, it's not every street, but it's got a few streets. Altadena Drive was also in the assessment. I think we did Windsor, and I forgot if we did Woodbury, but anyway, so that just came through in July. And then we're going to be doing a sort of movement in the park in partnership with My Tribe Rise at Charles White Park. So 7:31 Saturday from 8 to 12. I think we are calling it a peace walk and roll. And that is also Brothers Connecting Brothers Peace Park at Charles White Park. So this event is sort of organized by My Tribe Rise and a variety of community partners. And we encourage everybody to join. There will be a catered breakfast. There will be yoga in the park. There will be a children's art expression. And I'm going to put together a little bike skills park. And then, from there, we'll just kind of have community conversations. And then the goal is to then kind of address traffic safety issues around the park. It's called Safe Routes to Parks. So if anyone's interested in participating, learning, etc., just let me know. So that is again, July 31st from 8 to 12. I think that's it for now. Any questions?
Any questions for Councilmember Wong? Okay, thank you. We're going to move on. We're going to come back to you shortly in the next section. But so we'll move on to 6.2, Land Use Committee, Councilmember Marcussen.
Yes, I just wanted to let you know that we did not have a land use meeting in July. We did not have any items to review or vote on. And however, I do believe that we will be having a meeting in August. I also put on the agenda, and that agenda is posted a bunch of different places. On July 21st, 6:30 to 7:30 p.m., they're doing an update on the housing element for our district, and advanced registration is required to attend. So that's why I put the link in the, you may have to cut and paste it, but in the agenda so that you can register and then go and hear. Remember, the housing element is a project being done by the county looking at how mixed use housing can be how commercial properties can maybe be switched over to mixed use and all that, just how we can help the state of California to get better housing or more housing. So if you're interested in learning about that, this is just a proposal. There's nothing coming out of this that's going to be, okay, the property located at the corner of this and that is going to be changed. No, absolutely none of that is happening from this. But if you're interested in hearing and giving public feedback on what's going on, you can do that tomorrow. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? Okay, thank you. Moving on, item 7, with general public comments. So I'm going to give this back to Councilmember Wong.
Thank you. So I only received one comment. If anybody else received any, so I have one to read. It is from Joy Walters. And she says, council members, we have an opportunity to clean the air of toxic pollutants of small off-road engines by supporting legislation currently moving through this California State Senate Committee. AB 1346 will limit air pollution from new small engines, mitigate the negative environmental and health consequences that result from small engine emissions, and provide resources to support the transition to cleaner, greener, healthier equipment. AB 1346 would require the California Air Resource Board to adopt cost-effective and technologically feasible regulations to prohibit engine exhaust and evaporative emissions from new small off-road engines by July 1st, 2022. Those regulations would apply to engines produced on or after January 1st, 2024, or as soon as CARB, the California Air Resource Board, determines is feasible, whichever is later. CARB has initiated the rulemaking process and held several public workshops beginning in 2018. AB 1346 would also make funding available for air districts to implement commercial incentives for zero emission equipment. The regulations will only apply to new sales. Please send your support to Senator Anthony Portantino. Clean, healthy air, clean, healthy Altadena. Thank you. That's all I received.
Okay, I just want to point, sorry, go ahead, Councilmember Jones. You're on mute.
Yeah, I know Ann Hickenbottom is on.
That's what I was going to say.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. No, you. Go ahead. I was going to mention that the representative, Ann Hickenbottom is representative for Assemblymember Chris Holden. And I see that she's been on the line, and that she usually does make a comment or gives us updates from Assemblymember Holden's office. And I did see that she did make a comment in the chat that regarding the $250,000 that Assemblymember was able to get for our library, and she also mentioned assistance for EDD to anybody. Is there anything you'd like to add to that, Anne? Because I know this is where you usually make your comments.
Yes, thank you very much for the opportunity. Greetings. I'm so happy for the work that all of you all do. And as I put in the chat, I just wanted to remind people that we're very proud that the Assembly member was able to get the $250,000 for the library, a library district that I personally have been involved in with for most of my life. And I won't go into how many years that entails. But people like Veronica and Dr. Sandra Thomas, they know very well how long I've been around. And also wanted to let your members know and your constituents know that we're working very hard to help constituents deal with any EDD issues they have. I'm sure you've all read about it and know what a disaster that program has been. We're working very hard to help constituents. So if you have members, friends, family that are having issues with their unemployment claim, we necessarily can't necessarily fix it, but we can navigate a lot better than you can because we have direct contact with EDD. And also the other area that we're looking into is providing as much assistance as we can to help people who are renters as well as landlords navigate the COVID relief relief program. So I put my email in the chat, and you can send it to me. I'll put you in contact with my colleagues who deal with the EDD issues. I'll help you as best I can with any of the rent relief programs. So thank you for this opportunity.
Okay,
I have Ann. Isn't there
Yes.
a
You're on mute.
is there a backpack giveaway?
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you very much. We are having a backpack giveaway in partnership with the sorority AKAs on July 31st, Saturday morning between 9 and 11. If you want information about that for your students, Also, just send me the email. Like I said, I put my email in the chat, and I will coordinate with you and get you in contact with the right one of my colleagues. Yes, thank you very much, Veronica, for reminding me that. It's normally something that we do every year as part of our annual program that we have every year with our in front of Assembly Member Holden's house, but we didn't do it last year. We can't do it this year, but we still are doing the backpack giveaways. Thank you, Veronica, for reminding me. I appreciate that.
You also have a question from Councilmember Aranda.
So
Yes.
concerning your outreach to the EDD, I have many fellow union members, and I'm in the entertainment industry, that are having issues, but they are from all over Southern California. Would you be able to help them, or is Assembly Member Holden really focused on helping his district?
Go ahead and send it to me, because what I understand from working with my colleagues, we'll take the information, we'll direct them to, if they're not directly our constituent, we will tell them where they need to go for their constituent. So no problem. Go ahead and send them.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Anything? Thank you, Anne. And anything else before I move on? Okay. I appreciate it, and thanks for giving us the update. Hopefully we'll see you next month.
Thank you very much. Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, moving on. We're going to the last section now, 8. With the first one, 8.1, which is Census Tract Report for 4610. And who is
Evening, everybody.
Dow.
So I spoke with Veronica earlier today, and we do have noticed that the developer who has bought the property at Lincoln and Figueroa, they would like to do a Zoom meeting. And we have figured on August 12th. It is a Friday, I believe. Let me double check. August 12th is a Thursday, August 12th at 6 p.m. I'd like to do a Zoom meeting to again present their design ideas to the community. Veronica and I will be handing out flyers to all of our district to let everybody know. And then there is that hopefully by the end of August, the developer at Windsor and Woodbury will be coming forward and giving us more information.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Moving on to the next item, which is 8.2, Census Tract Report for 4602, Councilmember Arnzen.
Sure, I just wanted to give a quick update. Many of you know there's been a tree removal project going on in our tract. Basically, I'm doing some repair to the curbs and gutters, among a few other things. There were 15 trees on the docket. 4 have been removed, 4 have been saved. So we're kind of 50-50 at this point. So if my estimates are right, that leaves 9 still left to go for people concerned about those trees. And I do want to say what's noteworthy to me is that, residents were definitely concerned about some of this tree removal. But when you trust the process, county certainly came out and spoke to them. And I think they all respected each other to the most part. And I was impressed that these residents both spoke up, but that they also recognized that the county was doing what they needed to do. And I just think it's worth noting that when residents can do that in a respectful way, I think things work out nicely. That's all we got.
Okay, thank you. And we have one more item on the agenda, which is item 9, which is adjournment. Do I have a motion on the floor?
I move to adjourn.
Okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Motion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Bye.
No nays. Okay. Thank you. See you all next month, and stay in communication regarding any issues that are current. And thanks again for attending.
And be safe, folks.